What's up, Superfit fan? This is Chad from Super Chad Fitness. Today I'm gonna teach you guys how to do a ring muscle up. Let's get it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna break down the ring muscle up into 3 different parts. We're gonna break it down into the pull-up, the turnover, and the dip, okay? So you guys understand each portion. I'm just gonna show real quick. I'm gonna keep my feet on the ground so I can slow it down just a little bit. So the pull-up portion, I have my false grip here. I'll show you guys what I mean by a false grip in a second. I pull up where I keep the rings close to my body. I do the turnover part. So the turnover is the actual part where your elbows get on top of the rings. And then the last portion is that after you finish the turnover, we complete the dip portion, okay? So I'm gonna break down each part and then how to achieve each part and how to work on each part, okay guys? All right, so let's get to that. So the first part we wanna talk about is the pull-up. All right, so in order to do a strict muscle up on the rings, you need to be able to do pull-ups, okay? So I would say at least 10 pull-ups before you actually start going for the ring muscle up. Also, if you guys wanna be working on the pull-up at the same time while like trying to increase your pull-up strength while you're working towards the ring muscle up, that's okay as well. All right, now when we're working on the ring muscle up, we're gonna just practice the pull-up portion for now, so we can keep we don't actually have to have a false grip. So just to practice the position, we're gonna keep our feet on the ground. We're gonna pull up, and we're gonna keep the rings in towards our body like this, and then we're gonna turn a little bit, okay? Again, so we're gonna pull up, we're gonna keep the rings turned out, and as we turn up, we can turn the rings in as much as we need to. If we need to go to a chin-up position, we can, and then turn forward just like this, okay? That's all we're gonna do for now, and we're gonna do reps of that, okay? So I'm gonna do some reps. Whoop, come back down, pull, up, just like that. If you wanna make it a little bit tougher, of course, you can keep your feet off the ground. Do some reps like this. And notice that every time I get to the top of the rep, I'm turning my hands, okay? That's gonna be very, very, very important. Just understanding the concept of the turn, okay? And that's just for the pull-up for now. All right, now to get to the turnover. Now the turnover is the hardest part of the ring muscle up. All right, so the first thing that we gotta understand is how to get a false grip. So this is the hard part. So come a little bit closer. So when we grab the rings, a false grip, so I'm gonna show you a normal grip. This is a normal grip. You can see that my wrists are literally below the rings. Now for a false grip, we're gonna put our hand through the rings. I say judo chop the rings. Now from here, make sure your wrist is on the lowest part of the rings. You don't want it up here or back to the side, anything like that. Once my wrist is on the ring, I'm gonna grab the ring like this, and I should have my wrist on top of the ring, okay? My wrist is not below the ring, it's on top of the ring, okay? Now we need to maintain that position throughout the whole entire muscle up. If you lose that position during the muscle up, you're not gonna get the muscle up, okay? All right, now to start practicing that position, what you can do is actually, you can start with your feet on the ground. We're gonna keep our elbows in for now, and we're gonna just practice just holding here, feet on the ground, just holding here, okay? Once that gets a little bit easier, we're gonna try to straighten our arms a little bit more, and it's gonna get a lot more intense down here. And then once we get down to the bottom, you're gonna realize that you can't straighten your arms. It's really hard to straighten your arms with your arms turned in like this, okay? And with that false grip. So if you wanna get that full range of motion, you're actually gonna have to get used to turning the rings out at the bottom. So I'm gonna hold the false grip, and I'm gonna turn out at the bottom. Notice that my wrists are still on top of the rings. They're not down here, okay? My wrists stay on top, just like this. And I'm just hanging like this. And once that gets easy, you can start hanging like that, okay? All right, now another exercise that you can do rather than just hanging, if you still wanna do some reps, to get some reps in, like some movement reps, you can actually do some rows with a false grip. So you can come around the side here and I'll show you. So I'm gonna grab the rings with a false grip once again. So I have my false grip, my wrists are on top of the rings. I'm gonna turn the rings out like I'm hanging. I'm gonna pull in, keep the rings close to my body, keep my stack, and then I'm gonna turn at the top and then come back, okay? Come back, turn the rings out. I'm gonna pull back up, keep my stack, turn my hands at the top, okay? And we can keep going, just like that. And notice my wrists stay on top of the rings the entire time, okay guys, just like that. All right, now, time to get to the hardest. One of the other hard parts is the dip. Now, what we can do to practice the dip, besides actually doing ring dips, notice I'm here on top of the rings, you could do some normal ring dips. But for most people, even if you can do more than 10, 15 dips, sometimes doing ring dips are really, really hard because there's a stability aspect and the rings are gonna wanna move. So in order to make that a little bit easier, there's a couple of things we can do. We can actually take a box, put a box on the ground just like that. put it in front of you. You're gonna bend your knees, and we're gonna do some dips with our feet on the ground. You only use your feet as much as you need to, okay? This is to make the stability a lot easier, and as you get a lot better, you can start going one foot, just like that, and then you can start going straight leg. Straight leg is a lot harder because more of the weight is on your arms, okay guys? Now, another thing that you guys can do, this is actually a little bit more advanced. Once you think that you have the dips down pretty well and you're starting to get that false grip and it's coming out really, really good, what you can do is actually grab the rings in your false grip. You can actually start from down here on the turnover part, and you can pull up and then push your feet down on the box and actually complete the muscle up using a box. It's actually a lot easier if you have a taller box. Like this box is pretty small, but I'm gonna show you guys again. Move the box closer to you to make it a little bit easier. I got my false grip. I'm gonna start a little bit lower now. Turn my hands out and pull up. Get this turnover, push down with my feet, and complete the dip and complete the muscle up, okay guys? That's another way that you guys can make the turnover into the dip portion a lot easier, or learn the actual muscle up motion. You guys can use that box. So those are all the exercises I got for you guys to actually help you guys learn your strict muscle up on the rings. I'm actually a little bit tired. It took a little bit of breath out of me. You can see it's a very tough skill. If you guys have any other questions or concerns, leave it in the comments below. Of course, always like, subscribe to my channel. If you guys have questions or anything else you guys want to learn, ask. All right, till next time, guys.